Is there like any like wild like mishaps or events that you could think of that happened there?
Yeah, a couple of times. Like, I remember, I think in the beginning, like, because Blue Skies was so new and like no one really.
So you book shows there?
We had book shows there. Yeah, it's at the sort of before they shut down. You know, we did a Weights and Measures show there. Right. Which anyways.
Yeah. That's like pre-Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else did we do there? We did a few things. I'm trying to remember. I mean, it was so long ago.
That was like one of the first venues you booked?
But we tried to book this band. Oh, God. Man, I really should have done my homework. There was a show we tried to do there, and we showed up, and the door was locked, and the band was there, but they were all like high on like meth or something. It was like really funny. And so they weren't like upset, but I was freaking out. I was like, where's the sound guy? Where's the bar staff? And then like, it turned out they had completely forgot that they had booked the show. And they gave like some excuse like, we had some electrical problems, so we had to close. I thought we called you, but you could tell that it was just, they screwed up the count. I wish I remember the band's name, because I think they ended up coming back.
And like remembering it?
Yeah, God, fuck, what are they called? Anyways.
And then when that venue kind of stopped existing, what did you as a promoter replace it with?
Well, the thing is, when we first started, there was Barfly, and so Jailhouse still existed in the time when Casa first started.
Right, which is like 2001?
Yeah, 2001. So, slowly, like, we were using the Jailhouse, but like, it was always, you weren't sure how much longer it was going to last even then. Yeah. And then eventually, finally, they just closed it, and then they took over Barcelona 2 and turned it into Jupiter Room. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, once Casa ccame along, it was just like, it was less, I mean, I hate to say it, but it was less sketchy. And like,
Casa was less sketchy?
Yeah, like, you knew if you booked it, it was like, it was solid. And,
What was it, like, it's hard for me as, like, a kid of the 90s or 2000s to think of, like, a club on Mount Royal at Clark.
Well, the thing is, it was so close to Saint Laurent, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just off of Saint Laurent. And, I mean, at the first few times I went, I was still living in, like, the West Island. So, like, I was like, oh, my God. Like,
I gotta get home,
the bands wouldn't start till 11 or 11:30.
Well, that's how I felt when songs. That's how I felt going to your shows when I was a kid.
So, and, like, that always was kind of weird. But it was, I don't know, it was a weird place. Like, I feel like everyone played there. And it, it just had this like divey punk vibe to it.
Which venues, like, don't you find that there's not really that vibe at a lot of Montreal venues that you book now? Like, the smaller rooms don't really have that feel anymore here.
The only one I can think of that would probably make me think of it is like Lesko Griff.
Right, yeah.
But Lesko's a little bit smaller, I think.
Yeah.
Than Jailhouse was. It was definitely unique. It was definitely like, this is a room of the 90s, like grungy, punk, alternative.
Well, I was reading that the Castelli brothers bought it from the first owner had it designed to actually look like a jailhouse.
Oh yeah, I didn't know
the original design was like a jail vibe.
Oh, that I believe. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, man, that place was something else.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.